We've considered all the ideas that emerged from the workshops and identified key aims for the design of the Causey. From these, we've developed outline design proposals, and we'd now like to present these to you. At the end, we'll ask you for your feedback. A key idea emerging from the workshops is to make the Causey into a place for people. And lots of you suggested that it should be a place for things to happen with a whole variety of activities and events. These might include occasional community events such as parades or carnivals or music events, or even regular things like markets. Temporary installations like the Causey 2007 could transform the space from time to time. A programme of cultural events might include installations, local events or gatherings, but the focus would be on people coming together, using the space and enjoying themselves. Many of you also suggested that the Causey should be a pleasant place to meet friends, just to hang out or chill and relax, so places for sitting were important. There were many different ideas for large-scale sculptures and other features, perhaps things that would exploit the views out of the space, or features relating to the history, such as a water feature like the old fountain or the horse trough, and perhaps even something on the theme of the old goose dub, the goose pond that used to be on the site. A public art strategy would include these as permanent fixtures. There were suggestions also for lighting, which would animate the space in winter or in the evening. And a lighting strategy would include lighting the space as a whole, as well as lighting features and lighting that relates perhaps to seating or to the surface of the Causey. At the moment, because the surface of the Causey has been arranged to suit vehicles, it's difficult for people to use it or enjoy it. So to transform the space into a place for people, we'll have to reshape the surface to suit people. And we'll also have to rebalance vehicle and pedestrian movement to make it easier to walk through and reduce the impact of through traffic. At the moment, Buccleuch Street is a busy street and it's also a bus route, with through traffic moving at speed, making it noisy and hazardous to pedestrians. We need to reduce its impact by slowing down the traffic and changing the behaviour of drivers. West Cross Causeway has one-way traffic and is used as a shortcut from Nicholson Street to Buccleuch Street. As the street's quite narrow, this confines pedestrians to the even narrower pavements on either side. We need to discourage drivers from using it as a shortcut and stop traffic from coming into it except to provide access and services. To achieve these aims, we have several key ideas that reflect the thoughts that came out of the workshops. The first idea is to emphasise the historic triangular space, and that includes Buccleuch Street as part of the space. The second idea is to link the two church buildings to emphasise their presence and bring them into the Causey. The third idea is to consider the whole space as predominantly pedestrian, but with vehicles allowed to use it. But this shifts the emphasis from cars to people. A key aspect of this is that the paving of the surface defines the extent of the new people space. The walls and railings are removed from the fronts of the two churches and the paving is extended into these areas. The paving is also extended into Quarry Close to link to the Southside Community Centre. Pedestrians and cyclists will be able to move more freely through West Cross Causeway and will not be pinned to the edges of the street. Buccleuch Street will remain a through traffic route, but at the Causey the new paved surface of the road will be raised. Drivers will be aware that they're passing through a people space and they'll have to drive more slowly and more carefully. West Cross Causeway will be more of a pedestrian street with vehicular traffic limited to access only. The design of the street will prioritise pedestrians and discourage drivers from driving any faster than walking pace. The existing number of residence parking spaces will be retained. Within the triangular space, we've identified two options for shaping the surface, which slopes down from north to south across the space. We'd like to consult you on these. Option 1 is to form a series of terraces stepping down the slope. Between each terrace, there would be steps which could be used as informal seating. The terraces would create a series of smaller, more intimate areas. Option 2 is to retain the slope as it is, but radically alter the paving pattern so that the triangular shape of the space is emphasised. This option would give a larger space and allow flexibility to hold events. We'd like you to tell us which option you prefer and why. Behind you on the floor, you can see images of each option. Please take a few minutes to consider these and then fill in a feedback form and tell us what you think.